Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled beside a lush, green forest, lived a young shepherd boy named Peter. Every morning, Peter would lead his flock of fluffy, white sheep up the rolling hills to graze. But Peter found his job dreadfully boring. All day, it was just him, the sheep, and the endless green grass. Baa, 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 the sheep would bleat. Hum. Peter would sigh, wishing for some excitement. One sunny afternoon, an idea sparked in Peter's mind. A mischievous, wicked idea. He took a deep breath, cupped his hands around his mouth, and shouted at the top of his lungs, "Wolf! Wolf! A wolf is chasing the sheep!" His voice echoed down the hill and into the village below. The villagers, hearing his desperate cries, dropped their tools and ran up the hill to help. They arrived, panting and out of breath, armed with pitchforks and shovels, ready to fight off the beast. But when they got to the top, what did they see? They saw Peter, rolling on the ground, holding his stomach and laughing hysterically. "Ha ha ha, I fooled you," he giggled. "There's no wolf. You should have seen your faces." The villagers were not amused. They grumbled and muttered under their breath about the silly boy and marched back down the hill, feeling cross and tricked. An old farmer shook his head and said, "Wasting our time like this is no laughing matter, young man." But Peter just shrugged and continued to chuckle to himself. A few days later, boredom struck Peter again. The sun was warm, the sheep were quiet, and the day felt long. "I'll do it again," he thought with a grin. "It was so much fun last time." So, he took another deep breath and yelled, even louder this time, "Wolf! Wolf! Help! The wolf is here. It's carrying away a lamb." Once again, the kind-hearted villagers dropped everything and rushed to his aid. They charged up the hill, hearts pounding, ready for a real battle. But again, they found Peter laughing, pointing at them. "You fell for it again," he howled with glee. This time, the villagers were truly angry. "We won't be fooled by you again, Peter," one woman shouted, shaking her fist. "If you cry for help when there is no danger, no one will believe you when there is." They stormed back to the village, their faces like thunderclouds. Peter didn't care. He was having too much fun. He spent the rest of the afternoon thinking about his clever trick. As the sun began to set, casting long, spooky shadows across the hillside, Peter started gathering his sheep to head home. Suddenly, from the edge of the woods, a pair of glowing yellow eyes appeared. A low growl rumbled through the quiet air. It wasn't a trick this time. A real, huge, gray wolf with sharp, glistening teeth stepped out from behind a tree. Peter's heart leaped into his throat. He was terrified. The wolf began to stalk towards the flock, its eyes fixed on the plumpest sheep. Peter scrambled to his feet, his face pale with fear. He opened his mouth and screamed with all his might, "Wolf! Wolf! A real wolf! Please, help me! It's real this time!" He cried and screamed until his voice was hoarse. Down in the village, the people heard his cries, but this time, they just shook their heads. "Oh, that's just Peter trying to trick us again," said the baker. "Pay him no mind," said the blacksmith. "He won't fool us a third time." No one came to help. They continued with their evening chores, ignoring the desperate pleas from the hill. Up on the hillside, Peter was all alone. He watched in horror as the wolf scattered his flock, chasing them into the dark woods. Peter could do nothing but hide behind a rock, trembling with fear until the wolf had gone and the last of his sheep had vanished. When the moon was high in the sky, Peter crept back down to the village, crying real tears this time. He found the old farmer and sobbed. "There really was a wolf. It chased away all my sheep. Why didn't anyone come to help me?" The wise old farmer put a hand on Peter's shoulder and looked at him kindly. "We heard you, my boy," he said softly. "But how could we know you were telling the truth? A liar will not be believed, even when he speaks the truth." Peter finally understood the lesson he had learned the hard way. Telling the truth is incredibly important because trust, once it's broken, is very hard to get back. From that day on, Peter never told a lie again. And that's the story of the boy who cried wolf. It reminds us that honesty is always the best policy. Thank you so much for watching with us today. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more classic tales. We'll see you in the next video.